Would you like to save 50 to 60% of your costs on your car's periodic service bill? If that sounds interesting, you would definitely want to watch this video because we're going to be sharing some tips and tricks for you to save on your costs up to 50 to 60%. So stay tuned, watch the whole video.
Hey guys, welcome back to RS Pro Wheels.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is another video in which we'll be sharing how to save up to 50 to 60% of your costs on your car's periodic service and maintenance bills, which would over a longer period of time add up to a huge amount. I don't know about you guys, but I used to be the kind of person who, when the car needed a maintenance, I would just call up the service center, find out a good slot for taking my vehicle there, take the car there, they check it up, they give me a list of things to be done with the amount, and I would give them the go ahead, the green signal. They would go do the servicing and give me the bill, which I would pay, get the car, bring it back home. I used to always have this nagging feeling in the back of my head that what if some of these things are just added on? What if some of these services could have been done away with? I had no clue, right? I had no idea whatsoever about whether all of these services that they have recommended are mandatory for me to keep my car's warranty in place. Now, here's the thing. I just recently stumbled across this. Probably other people might be aware about it, but almost every car manufacturer has a service cost calculator available online, which you can also access and find out the costs for any services, any spare parts, and the labor charges included as well, up to an approximate sum. So before you go for a periodic service, you can actually check up on these service cost calculators and you can come to an amount which would be an approximate figure which you would be charged for by the service center. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to show you a walkthrough right now. If you can just check on the screen. All you have to do is just go to Google, type the company name and service calculator as a suffix and search for the car service calculator link. In this case, it's Hyundai's link, so click on that. Now the service calculator page opens up. Scroll down, enter the model that you want. In this case, I've selected all new i20. Select the fuel type. Select the city where you are located. And select the interval of service. In this case, I've selected the 3-year 30,000 kilometers interval and hit the calculate button. There you can see that the engine oil is a mandatory service for this period and it costs 1,462 rupees. The engine oil filter is 94 rupees. Brake oil costing 225 rupees. Price for the parts would be 1,781. Labor charges would be 2,384. The total would be 4,165 rupees for this 3rd year interval service. Now, just to give you an idea, let's do a 1-year interval service, 1 year to 10,000 kilometers interval. And if you hit on the calculate button, all it shows is the engine oil and the engine oil filter to be changed. The prices are given, the total is given, and that is what the total should ideally come up to. And as an approximate, you can take this as a guideline. Now here, if you go and search for Volkswagen service calculator as well, I'll just give you a walkthrough of a couple of calculators so that you guys have a good idea of how to use it. So you click on the Volkswagen service cost calculator. Once the calculator opens up, you can select the vehicle that you want to select. In this case, I've selected the Polo. I've selected diesel here, manual transmission, 1.2 liter engine, and then all I have to do is just enter the service location. Click on next. Choose which service you are going for. In this case, periodic maintenance, 15,000 kilometers to 1 year. And there you have the list of parts that have to be changed along with the total costs. So in the case of this, the total is coming up to 5,535 rupees. Searched on Tata Motors service calculator. The page was glitchy, it wasn't working, as you can see. But they do have a Tata Motors Service Connect app which you can use. I haven't used that, but you can download that and check out the service costs on that. And as one more example. Let's take Kia's service cost calculator. Click on the link. Choose your car's model, the engine, transmission and variant. Select your location. And the service interval. Hit on calculate and it will give you the total that is required, the parts that are required to be changed and the cost as well. So as you can see, that's coming up to 1,577 rupees for the first service interval. So these are all approximate amounts. You can use these in order to gain an understanding of what exactly would be the costs if you are going for that particular service. And you can also gain an idea of what services would be mandatory in order to keep your warranty in place and what would be as add-ons. Now over here you would have to use your own discretion because your car, your safety, your family's safety is yours alone. So good common sense should prevail. Like for example, now in this instance, if they give you an add-on that your brake shoe lining has to be changed, then definitely I would recommend that you go have a look for yourself and see whether the brake lining has in fact completely been consumed, and you could go and replace that. So that's what I mean by your own discretion. Use your common sense and do select according to that. So now that we've looked at how these service calculators can be used, how we can check up on the services required, the amount required, the approximate amounts, we can be aware about exactly what is mandatory to keep our warranty in place and what can be considered as an add-on, and we can choose at our own discretion whether to say yes or no to those services. Now apart from this, another tactic that the service centers use to inflate your service cost bill, your invoice, is to add on features like for example engine bay cleaning, sanitization, things like that, which is not exactly mandatory your car's warranty in place. So these are things that you can do away with if you want to, and you can save on your cost there as well. If they do use the mandatory services alone, what they can do is, like let's say for example your engine oil is costing 1,500 rupees, they can cost you an amount of maybe around 2,500 rupees, inflating your bill by maybe around 33%. What you can do there is, if you have checked up on the website and then gone to get your service, which ideally you should do, you can tell them that on your website this is the amount that is being shown, why am I being charged an extra amount? And then definitely they would have to reduce the amount and give you the exact amount as is mentioned on their website. Or like I said earlier, the amounts that are shown on the website are approximate. So you could definitely go and speak to them regarding that. And even if you don't get 1,500, it might come up to maybe around 1,550, thereby saving you the remaining 950 bucks, right? So that's where you can save on your costs as well. There are some services that although might seem as add-ons, those are also necessary to be done for your own safety. Like for example, now if you look at wheel alignment and wheel balancing, that is a service which you must definitely do at a periodic interval. Now the thing is that when you're going to the service center and getting this done, the service center would not ideally be having the latest technology machinery available over there to get this done, because they have a lot of other services going along with it. So what happens is that they might be using an outdated machine, and the pricing of this service would also be slightly on the higher side compared to a specialized wheel balancing center outside. You can choose the service, but you can go and get it done outside where the cost would be slightly lower, and you could also get it done with the latest technology at a specialized service center which does only wheel alignment and balancing. So you can be rest assured that you have gotten the best bang for buck on your expense over there. Well, one of our friends recently got their Volkswagen Tiguan wheel balanced at a Volkswagen service center, and the wheel balancing and alignment cost them 1,800 rupees. But later on, he just went to check outside what the pricing would be for that, and he was quoted a price of 1,200 rupees. So there's an additional cost of 600 rupees which comes on to play there when you do it at the Volkswagen or the car manufacturer's service center itself. And if the service is not mandatory, the authorized service center would just add this on. They would inflate the price as well, and we wouldn't even be knowing whether this was something that they have done or not. Another thing that crossed my mind while I was compiling this list was regarding insurance. I get it, insurance renewal is not related to this maintenance, but since we are on the topic of cost saving, when the time comes for your motor insurance renewal, say that you have taken the insurance from the car manufacturer itself, from the showroom itself, and they quote you a certain price. Let's say for example it's 5,000 rupees. I would definitely recommend you check outside with other insurance service providers, get their quotes. If you have used your insurance on your car, like for example, if you have a no claim bonus in place, you can inform them about that no claim bonus and they could give you a discount as well. Get that discounted premium from them, go back to the showroom and negotiate the prices with them and just say that if you can only match this price, then I'm going to take it from outside. And what happens in most cases is that the showroom itself would give you a discounted price which is slightly lower than what you receive from outside. This would be the ideal thing to do. So you should definitely explore that option as well to keep your costs in check. Now, the main issue of getting your car serviced at the authorized service center is so that your car's warranty is not violated in any manner, right? After a certain period of time, your car's warranty no longer is applicable. At this point of time, we would definitely recommend going outside and getting your car serviced because the costs are definitely going to be on the higher side at the authorized service center itself. Probably overcharge you for consumables, for spare parts, as well as for labor charges. But if you go outside and get a quote at that time, because it's not going to make much of a difference if you, since your warranty is not in place, it won't make any difference as such whether you go and get it serviced at the authorized service center itself. So you might as well save your cost there, go outside, get it done from a verified, a good service center, one that you personally know which they do, they provide good service, they don't take you for a ride. That kind of a service center is where you get it serviced at a good price. The reason why I came up with this particular point is because Ronnie had taken his Volkswagen Vento recently for a service, and when he took it to the authorized service center, quoted a price of 9,000 rupees for the original air filter, which had to be replaced. And out, he got a quote from a local service center, and they had quoted him 5,000 rupees. So there's a difference of about 4,000 rupees on that, almost close to 50% of the cost. So you can save that amount if you go outside. Apart from the authorized service center, if you go outside after your warranty period has lapsed, after that you can go outside and get your car serviced at one of the local service centers and save your cost there as well. Now, one more way that authorized service centers tend to make money or make you spend more than is required is by calling you during the period of your interval. Like, let's say for example, your car has been let's say that your car has been serviced at the 1 year interval and there is another 6 months left for the next service. For example, they would call you within 3 months of your previous service and tell you that your car service is due. Now, what happens here is if you are not aware about the time periods of your car service, you would normally fall for it. You would agree to it, you would book a time and take your car for service. They would get it serviced and you would come back unaware that you have unnecessarily serviced your car when it was not yet time for the service. So in this manner, what they do is they make you service your car more times than is required within a year, and they increase their revenue, make you spend more during that particular time interval where it's not even required, even if it is within your warranty period. So you can check out your service intervals on the websites as I've shown you earlier. You can be aware about which are the perfect intervals. You can be aware about the previous time that you have done a service and the next time of service as is required, and then you can speak to them accordingly. At this point, they would try to convince you by saying that we have a special offer going on, there is a discounted price on labor charges, and they would make you try to take your car there for a service. But even then, you have to realize that where they're giving you a discount of, let's say, around 500 rupees, you would end up spending 5,000 rupees just to save 500 rupees additionally in a year, which would probably not even be required. So be aware of all these things, be aware of all the information that you have at your fingertips. Use all of this information in order to be aware, be a vigilant consumer. Now, if you thought that this video was useful, informative and helped you save money, please do hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. That would really be encouraging to us in order to create more original content like this, which helps you save your hard-earned money as well. We would really appreciate it. That's all for today's video. This is Sean from RS Pro Wheels, signing off.